Oh, jerseys. Okay, Liam.
Brendan, good evening.
Very good evening.
It's almost like a second home, this place to you now. You must be used to it, but I suppose that's a benefit to you guys going into tomorrow.
Yeah, well, over the last couple of years and since we've been coming here, we've always been received very well. The hotel that we stay in is great, and the city looks a beautiful place, and there's always been good games between the two teams, both home and away. So a little bit colder this time, but all in all, we'll look forward to a good game tomorrow evening.
Yeah, I think it warms up a wee bit for you for kick-off tomorrow. I asked Callum this, how big a game is this in Celtic's season?
Well, there's been lots of big games, and I think it's the next big game for us. It's a game that we've said clearly we want to go into our last game at Celtic Park with an opportunity to qualify, and then if we can get a victory tomorrow evening, then that would give us a fantastic opportunity to do that. So, but we understand and respect Rosenborg, and I've got enough respect now for them, which has only grown over the times that we've played them over these last couple of seasons. You know, the game, how they play, the quality of players, the quality of the club they are as a whole, very well structured, well organised, and they come off the back of a celebration of being a champion again for the fourth time. So we know that it can be a difficult game for us, and that's what we'll be prepared for.
There's parallels clearly to be drawn, though, with the fact that both sides have got big cup finals to come at the weekend. Really, Coolan is suggesting he's going to rest a few of his big players ahead of their cup final at the weekend. Their league season obviously finished. What do you do with regards to your team selection? Is it as strong as possible despite that the spectre of the final on Sunday?
Well, I think it's one where it's not something that I can worry too much about, because it's something that I can't control. You know, the manager of Rosenborg and the club, they've earned the right to do what they have to do in our game, because they have the cup final at the weekend. So it's totally different stages of the season with different objectives. You know, for us, whatever team we'll put out, it will be a strong team and a team that we feel can win the game. And then we go into our first final of the season, and it will be another very strong team that we think can win the game. So I think what's going to be important for us, like it has been from the very first time we got together, has been the collective. You know, so that we hope throughout the remainder of the season, starting tomorrow, can get us the results that we want.
Tom Rogic and Scott Brown with you. I hear Scott Brown trained very well this morning. Are they both knocking at the door for a start potentially here tomorrow?
Yeah, it's something that we always, we look to consider. I think what's really important with Scott is that he's back available again. Tom, as you say, was in great form, gone away with the international team, and he wasn't going to play in the Hamilton game anyway if he was fit or not. So this was his first available game for us. So yeah, he's a big player, as is Scott. Most important is that both are available and ready to play if required.
Also on the team news, Brendan, is Lee Griffiths giving you another scenario where you could, up top in terms of who you're going to start with? Again, it's something that we have to consider. There's no, there's no number one striker. There's no, Lee's come in. Most importantly, he's back fit and he gets a goal at the weekend. Odsonne Edouard's been in great form over these last 8 weeks or so. So what you want as manager is options. Options in your squad and options for the type of game that you want to play. And we haven't had that for a little while. But I think what we have as a team is we have a really clear purpose. I think we see that in our game this last 8 weeks, much more like the level that we've been at consistently for a few years. That wasn't the case at the beginning of the season, and even when we came to here at the beginning. But there's a real clear purpose to our game. Identity's back in the team. The clarity within the positions and what we want from players is reinforced, and the players are playing at a very high level. So like I say, for the players that have been out of it, they've seen that as well from the outside looking in, and then they come in and they'll all play a part.
How much did the Leipzig result give you confidence that you can bounce on in this group stage?
Well, it was a very big result for us because Leipzig, as everyone knows, are a top class team. Playing in a very, very good league, and they're right towards the very top end of that. So I think firstly to play the way that we played, which is always important for us, the performance level, how we built the game, how we create the opportunities, the speed of our game. But then, of course, to get the result when we got pegged back to 1-1, to show that resilience and that mentality to do what the best teams do, which is to respond. I was very proud of the team that evening, and like you say, it really puts us in a good position in the group. And all we can do is look to win our 2 games, starting with this one here. If we can get a good result in this game, then I'll take it back to our final game at Celtic Park, and then like tomorrow, like we will then, we'll do our very, very best. And like I say, it's a tough group, but we're excited by what we can do over these next 2 games.
Brendan, if you could get the team through this group, which you admit is a very tough one, how big an achievement would that be for this squad of players when you consider all they've achieved over the last couple of years as well?
Yeah, I just think it's a continuation. I think what you're trying to do is create and build over the seasons that you're here. And I think that we've seen players grow over these last couple of seasons with confidence and with their qualities. So it's really a group where 3 of the 4 teams are champions of their nations, and the one team that isn't is Red Bull Leipzig, which is at a really high level in their domestic league. I'm not so sure there's too many groups like that in the European competitions. So that tells you the difficulty of our task. But I think we've started it really well against Rosenborg. 2 disappointing performances, we have to say, away, but then get ourselves back in the fold again with a great performance at a really high level. And now we have 2 more games to go, starting tomorrow, to give ourselves a chance. And if we can get through, then it would be fantastic.
Brendan, just following on from that, how much do you think that performance against Leipzig at home changed the mindset of the players after what happened in Germany?
Well, I think what you always want to help players and is they need the confidence to allow that mindset to grow. And I think that's what we've always tried to do, is develop this mindset where the players are growing in confidence, growing in their belief. And there's nothing more than beating a top class team in the way that we played that allows that mindset to develop. So that was really important for the players, and I think now they know that they've done that against a top class side. There's never no games easy, but they know they can do it, and that's always critical when you're developing individual players and trying to improve teams.
And is all talk of Sunday on the back burner now until after tomorrow night?
It absolutely is. Yeah, we know our task over these next couple of games, but we're focused on this game, and then we can, once we perform there, we'll look forward to the first cup final of the season, which we're really looking to go on and win. But we have a job to do before that. Okay.
Thank you. No more.
Super.
Yeah. One question. It will be your 6th meeting now with Rosenborg in 1.5 years. What have you learned from the previous games against them that you can use now?
Well, I think that what I find with Rosenborg, which I have a big admiration for, is that they're very clear in their identity as a team. Like most top teams in their nation, they want to play attacking football. The structure in their game is very good. Like lots of Norwegian teams, very well organised, without the ball, with the ball. Got some very talented players. I think the captain's a fantastic player, Jensen. He's very, very good running ability, but can play football. And got a few young players like Melling who are very good and play the game technically very well. So I think that how they play the game, I've always been impressed with. And like I say, you always have to work very, very hard in the game. So no, it's a club that, as you say, we've played 6 times. I have a huge respect for Rosenborg and its history, but obviously what they're doing now, which is very, very good. So we will always prepare for a tough game.
And will it mean something that they now are finished with their league season? They just have a cup final left.
Yeah, well, congratulations. First of all, the Rosenborg have won their league. I think it's the 4th time, which is great. And then they have the final at the weekend. Yeah, I can't think so much about the team they may or may not play because it's something that I can't control. So, but we know whatever team has been played, the players that are playing will want to show that they are ready for the final if required. So we expect a tough game.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Stay warm.
Thank you.
Good.